before the Greeks established the world. But this raises some fascinating questions. The Puranas like Vishnu Purana, Bhagavata Purana, and none of them map neatly onto the Western concept of heaven. With immense strength, he plunged into the cosmic waters. Swami Desikan's Dasavatara slokam saluting the Lord. Welcome to Dasavatara, ancient wisdom, timeless lessons, where every divine incarnation is more than a sacred narrate. It reveals timeless wisdom for everyday's life. Let's begin our journey with the divine protector who lifted not only the earth but also the hopes of every soul seeking refuge. The trouble began with the demon Hiranyaksha. The Asura Hiranyaksha, empowered by boons, became arrogant and sought to dominate the universe. In his quest for power, he kidnapped Bhumi Devi and submerged her in cosmic ocean, plunging the world into chaos and darkness. From the scriptures, we come to know that the Asur hit the earth in Rasatala. From the image on the screen, you can understand how deep below Rasatala is from the earth. The picture shows 7 worlds below the earth and the worlds above the earth. The ones above the earth are Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka and Satyaloka. The 7 worlds below Bhuloka, or the earth on which we live, are Athala, Vitala, Sutala, Talathala, Mahatala, Rasatala and Patala. The Puranas like Vishnu Purana, Bhagavata Purana and Shiva Purana describe the universe of 14 distinct worlds or lokas stacked vertically along the axis that runs through Mount Meru, the cosmic mountain, at the center of everything. None of them map neatly onto the Western concept of heaven or hell. The differences reveal something fundamental about how ancient Indian thinkers understood the structure of reality. As per Hindu cosmology, a complete cycle consists of 4 distinct ages. Satya Yuga, which always succeeds Kali Yuga. Satya Yuga, the golden age of truth, comprises of 17,28,000 years. Treta Yuga, or the Silver Age, 12,96,000 years. Dwapara Yuga, the Bronze Age, comprises of 8,64,000 years. And Kali Yuga, the Iron Age, 4,32,000 years. In total, one cosmic cycle is 43,20,000 years. We are presently in Kali Yuga, and approximately it is 5,127 years have passed as of 2026 out of the set period of 4,32,000 years in Kali Yuga. Now, the Varaha avatar took place in Satya Yuga. With the world submerged in darkness and disorder, creation itself stood threatened. The whole order of creation trembled, and the gods, unable to face Hiranyaksha directly, cried out to Lord Vishnu. To restore balance, Lord Vishnu assumed an extraordinary form, the mighty Varaha, the divine boar. With immense strength, he plunged into the cosmic waters, the bottomless dark, with a form that could go where nothing else could follow. He confronted Hiranyaksha in a fierce battle, defeated him, and gently lifted Mother Earth upon the tusks, restoring her to her rightful place. Every avatar carries a lesson, and the boar's is one of the simplest and most comforting one. Varaha is a lord descending to rise up the world whenever it sinks, whether into water, into chaos, or into adharma, the loss of what is right. This was not merely an act of physical rescue. It was the restoration of order, hope, and the continuation of life itself. It does not end here. For Sri Vaishnavas, Varaha avatar carries an important and even a deeper treasure. The Varaha Puranam, which is one of the 18 Puranas, is in the form of a dialogue between Lord Vishnu as Varaha and his consort Bhumi Devi, which has 24,000 slokas. The Varaha Purana strictly warns humanity against the sinful actions in Kali Yuga. It encourages people to live righteous lives filled with devotion, discipline, and compassion. Varaha Purana is a profound spiritual scripture, and its teachings continue to inspire devotees to lead a virtuous life rooted in faith, discipline, and reverence for the divine. The best sustained tributes of this Varaha avatar is seen in Srimad Bhagavatam. Harivamsham visualizes the Lord Yajnavarahan as below. The Vedas are his feet. The sacrificial post is his teeth. The offering is hand and ends with as fire is mouth, fire is his tongue. The sacred grass is his hair. The most secret teachings of the Upanishads is his seat. Every limb of his sacred body is linked to the yajna. Vishnu Sahasranama chants Yajno Yajnapadir Yajna Yajnango Yajnavahanaha Yajnaprit Yajnakrit Yajni Yajnabuk Yajna Satanaha Yajnantakrit Yajnagukhya Manna Mannata Evacha. He is Adipiran, and as such Lord Venkatesha sought his permission to share the Adi Kshetram at Venkatesam Hills when the Lord took the Archa form at the top of the Venkatam Hills during Kali Yuga. Even today, we worship the Adi Varaha on the banks of Swami Pushkarani at Tirumala Hills before the darshan of Lord Venkatesha. His Swayambhakta Swarupam is at Sri Mushnam. The Divyadesam for Varaha Puranam sung by Alvars is Tiruvadandai. Swami Desikan's Dasavatara slokam saluting the Lord's Varaha avatar is a moving portrayal of the Lord emerging out of the swirling ocean, holding his consort firmly on his giant tusk. Alvar Pasuram describes the Varaha Peruman's act of rescuing Bhumi Pirati in a beautiful way. The description of the Lord entering the Pralaya waters and bringing up his consort on his tusk, he embracing her with his broad shoulders after reunion. The marvelous feat of the Lord lifting Bhumi Devi on his tusk without dislocating the 7 mountains and the 7 Dvipams are beautifully described. Mesmerizing visuals of the Lord as a blue mountain adorned by his 2 tusks to that of 2 crescent moons and holding his consort on one of them and emerging out of the ocean melts our heart. Various beautiful descriptions of the sight of the Peruman emerging out of the mighty ocean with his consort Bhumi Devi are seen in Alvar's hymns and various scriptures and literatures. The most important of all is the rich message conveyed through Varaha Charama Shloka. Sriman Narayanan took various avatars to uplift the ignorant people like us from this ocean of worldly miseries. During Varaha avatar, Bhumi Pirati, after being rescued by Varaha Peruman, asked him, "Me being your consort, you saved me. But what about my children who are suffering on this earth in the cycle of birth, death and rebirth? Show them a way to get out of this deep ocean of worldly miseries and attain your lotus feet." Bhagavan said, "Anyone who worships him by offering flowers and archana, who does Namasankirtan and chant his namas with devotion, who surrenders himself at his lotus feet, can easily attain him and be liberated from these worldly miseries." Sri Bhumi Pirati, leaving aside the unlimited joyful experience in Sri Vaikundam with Sriman Narayana, descended down as Andal or Goda for the sake of us as the divine daughter of Periyalvar, to uplift all the suffering of the people like us from the ocean of worldly miseries. Bhumi Devi, who is compassion incarnate, knew that it is difficult for her children to do difficult practices to reach the lotus feet of the Lord or to earn the grace of the Lord. So she appeals him for the easiest practice so that the last moments of our life, even if we become incapable of thinking of him due to all illness of body and mind, the Lord will take care of us. The Lord Bhuvarahan agreed to the request of his dear consort and revealed a supreme message of hope that he would remove our fears at the worst of time of our suffering when the soul is about to part from this body, like a bird getting freed from the cage. Keeping in mind the 3 commands of the Varaha Peruman, she sang 30 pasurams in simple Tamil known as Thiruppavai, which reveals that Sriman Narayanan is the means to attain him and the goal is to do divine service to him purely for his happiness and not for with any other motives. Notice something remarkable here. The Lord does not place the burden upon us of remembering him at our last breath. He takes that responsibility upon himself. What is said in his Charma Shloka is, "One who remembers me with devotion, while the mind is clear and the body is healthy, I shall remember that devotee at the final moment. I myself will lead them to my eternal abode." The Lord said, "Sthite manasi susvate sarire satiyo narah, dhatu samye sthite smarta vishwarupancha mamajam, tatastam riyamanam tu kashta bhashana sannipam, aham smarami matbhaktam nayami paramam gati." The heart of the sacred assurance is not merely remember me at the time of death, but rather remember me while you are healthy and capable. At the final moment when your body and mind may no longer cooperate with you, do not fear. I will remember you and personally lead you to the highest state. This is why Varaha Charama Shloka holds such a revered place in Sri Vaishnava philosophy. It beautifully expresses the Lord's boundless compassion and his unwavering commitment to his devotee, assuring that liberation ultimately rests on his grace, not merely on the devotee's ability to remember him at the final moment. Devotees turn to Lord Varaha for upliftment, stability, and rescue from difficulties that feel too deep to escape. Worship is simple and rooted in trust that the Lord who raised the earth can raise the worshipper's own troubles too. Reciting Varaha Kavacham often is felt to maintain good physical and mental health. The story of a devotee and the importance of Ekadasi and Dwadasi and the Kaisika Mahatmyam is even today read in the temples during Kaisika Dwadasi. Offering prayers for stability of home, land and livelihood are widely practiced since Varaha lifted and studied the very ground of the world. Important temples and sacred sites are fewer to Varaha compared to that of the other forms of Vishnu. Sri Mushnam in Tamil Nadu is considered as Swayamvakta Kshetram, where the Lord is worshipped as a boar who rescued the earth. Adivaraha shrine at the banks of Pushkarani at Tirumala Hills, Andhra Pradesh, is honored as the oldest temple, and the tradition holds that offerings are made to Varaha before the famous Venkateshwara Swami himself. Tiruvadandai near Chennai is considered as one of the important temples for Varaha and sung by Alvars. Whichever Varaha temple you visit, the same scene is honored. The great boar rising from the water and the mother earth safe upon his tusk. Before the Greeks established the world as spherical, through the image of the Varaha avatar holding the earth on his tusk is shown as round and spherical, goes to prove the ancient wisdom of our rich dharmic heritage and dharma. Today, many people feel overwhelmed. Some are drowning in stress, some are anxious, some in regret, some are lonely. Like Bhudevi hidden beneath the ocean, we too can feel buried beneath the weight of the life. Varaha reminds us that no depth is beyond divine reach. Sometimes we think we must become perfect before approaching God. Varaha teaches the opposite. Approach him sincerely now. Build that relationships while the mind is calm, while faith can grow naturally. The rest he promises to take care of. The message of Varaha is timeless. No darkness is too deep, no burden is too heavy, no sincere soul is beyond the reach of divine grace. The spiritual narrative of Varaha is much more than a cosmic rescue. It is a reminder that whenever we feel overwhelmed, lost, or unable to find our own way, divine grace reaches out before we even know how to ask. The Varaha Charama Shloka beautifully assures us that the Lord remembers those who have surrendered to Him, even when they are unable to remember Him at life's final moment. It's a message of compassion, not fear, of grace and not anxiety. But this raises some fascinating questions. Why did Vishnu come or choose the form of a boar? What does lifting the earth symbolize in our lives? What does the image of Varaha lifting the earth on his tusk from a deeper layers of ocean tell us? How can this ancient narrative help us deal with stress, failure, responsibility, and faith today? We'll explore more and more interesting questions in the next episode through an engaging question and answers discussion. Until then, may the wisdom of Varaha remind us that no one is beyond the reach of divine compassion. Varaha Avatar Part 2 to be continued. Stay connected. Thank you.